Hello, in this video let me show you how you're going to set up the different drop-down menus and the workflow templates in LuidBiz BPM admin module. On the left-hand navigation menu of LuidBiz BPM admin module, click on Form Setup. You'll see all these sub-menus open here. First, click on drop-down menus. Here you can define the drop-down menus that you can attach to your different forms. You can add one drop-down menu to as many forms as you want. To add a drop-down menu, click on Add Drop-down Menu out here. First, enter the name of the menu. Say suppose we call the menu as status, and select the company with which the drop-down menu would be attached and select the number of options. Suppose we want to have a status drop-down menu which will have say 4 status: emergency, high, medium and low. So let's select the number of parameters as 4. Then we move on to the next step. So it's asking what are the 4 options. So we just fill in the 4 options, say emergency, high, medium and low, and then click on the submit button. So once we do so this and then we go to click on view drop down menus, we can see that this new drop down menu called status is added, which has 4 different options. You can go back to the list, and against that new drop down menu you can view this drop down menu called action. You can edit the existing options if you want, if you're not happy with them, or if you're not happy at all with the menu, you can just go ahead and delete the menu. But suppose everything is fine, then you can go ahead and publish the menu. So once you publish the menu, you can delete it so long as it is not used in any form. Once you use a menu in a particular form, you cannot even delete that particular menu. Now next let's come to workflows, how you're going to define the workflow templates. So to add a workflow template, click on Add Template and enter the name of the template. Suppose approval of POs, and you can just select the company with which the workflow template would be attached. If you want to add a description to it, it's completely optional, but you can do so since it's in the blue section. Then you can proceed to the second step. Now in the second step, you need to enter the name of the different steps that would be involved in this particular workflow. So suppose the first step is say approval by manager, and this manager can either accept, reject or ask for a resubmission. If you want, you can even ask for a comment, or even he can put in the final approval. So for the first step, let's say that this particular manager can just accept, reject or ask for a resubmission, and let's select that particular manager. Suppose that manager is this user, and if you have any particular instructions for this manager, you can write so in the step instructions, but that is completely optional. And then you can keep on adding as many steps as you want. To add a new step, just click on Add Step. So you'll be able to add the next step. So suppose final approval, and suppose in the final approval they can either accept, reject, resubmit or send it for comment for someone else. And suppose the final approver is this particular user. If you want to add any instructions for this user, you can do so. Otherwise you can just leave it, and you can add as many steps as you want, but for our demo purposes let's just add 2 different steps. And once we are done, click on the done green button out here. Now if you go to view templates under workflows, you can see that this particular template approval of PO has been added to the system, and against that particular PO you have that particular template, you have these 4 options of either to publish it, edit the existing steps or add a step at the end, or delete the workflow if you're not happy with it. But suppose everything is fine, then you can go ahead and publish the workflow. So once you publish the workflow, you can edit the existing steps so long as it is not used in any form. But once you do so, you would not be able either to edit the existing steps or delete the workflow. So this is how you add and manage and publish workflows and drop-down menus in LuidBiz BPM admin module. Thank you for watching.